the book. Hello, we are back to do the reading for Gemini. Those of you that don't know, I'm a psychic medium. I cover the astrology and all the psychic intuitive messages. Now, this one for you, Gemini, is for September. I've pulled a ruin for you. This is the ruin for the month. And we're also going to cover the Mars aspect. Now, Mars will be going retrograde this month on the 9th. So for you guys, it falls in your, which Aries and Chiron's there at the moment. So the environment of the wider group energy. So it's friends, clubs, associates, aspirations, almost very Aquarius in nature. But you have that frequency that is changing. Now, you might have had wounds linking to, and this is just an example fact, of friendship groups, people betraying you, hopes and dreams not coming true, your aspirations. It's all of those energies that are under review at the moment. Now, it can become quite fatiguing because it's Mars energy. And what tends to happen is when Mars goes retrograde, more stuff come at you if it hasn't become balanced. So you may find your social calendar absolutely full. Hi, Dale. You might find that too many people are needing too many things from you. And it's really important with the nodes being in your first house placement, is that you're coming back to self and deciding what's correct for you. So it is, the first house placement with the nodes being there. I've been through that with the Cancer Capricorn axis. It is quite hard. It's difficult. It's deeply transformative. You do tend to find that through that, the axis is between your relationship sector and the energy of who you are as a person, like what you want, what they need. And there's this push-pull energy back and forward. So over the next 2.5 years, it will be challenging, but you're going to come home to yourself when you'll have a deeper understanding as to what you like, what you don't. Also in your career sector, communication is going to be the key. Your daily routine under focus is going to be huge. This ruin links to sun, which is energy. It can be egoic. It can be third eye, perspective, perception, Sunday, and fire, which Mars links to fire, the element of fire. So being that we already have Aries in Chiron in retrograde, we've had a slight aspect of that to make us a little bit fatigued. You might have found that in August there were a lot of things coming at you, a lot of things playing out, maybe agitation linking to that. It's going to amplify as we move to the 9th of September. Yes, after lockdown, after the 31st, it's like go, 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 and you're tired, and you're trying to get everything done. So let's look at your chart. Aries is hitting that section of the 11th house. Now, on the 13th, we are having Jupiter go direct. That is going to be hitting your 8th house of shared resources. So, as you say, going back to work, getting things done, give and take, trying to get that balance back. We're also having Pluto go direct. What date's that? That is on the October. It's transiting into Capricorn, and then it is going to move as well. So the 4th of October, it's at 22 degrees Capricorn. So getting everything done between September and October is going to be crucial. Now, 9 is the vibration of the Hermit card. September is the energy also of, changes, and it's karma related. So it's very karmic in nature. So making sure that you achieve everything you need to and to get this done. So you're going to have the strength to be able to achieve some of these things. So this is very similar to 8th house placement, give and take, marriages, contracts, partnerships, reward, abundance, fruition, maturity, growth. Esoteric, the right action. As Jupiter goes direct on the 13th, that is going to be required. So with that movement forward, you may be getting prepared, might be having to use what you have on hand, getting things in order, so to speak, balancing things. In the reverse, it can be linked to bad habits, idleness, and hunger. So again, I am really picking up with the energy of triggers to make sure the lower chakras are balanced. If you're feeling fatigued, again, energy to actually achieve targets, which is the, linked between co-creativity and sacral chakra. Thanks, Star. It's needing to have that energy. So it's going to be crucial that we have the lower chakras balanced. Also from the Mars-related dynamic, allow me 11th house. Yeah, Tumbeline, definitely, because there's external energies with you in the mix. Protect yourself against it. Try not to get too triggered in those areas. Don't go into burnout. Do the best you can. I could say, as I mentioned in the previous video, under offer, over deliver. That may not apply if there's catch up elements to do. So try and be gentle with yourself. It is linked to yearly harvest. So, really putting your money where your mouth is, getting things done. You can't change the external, but you can really just, step up and do what you can. If it's external, try and understand, karmically speaking, there can be karma playing out this month because, 9 is a vibration of karma as well. But communications can be a little bit topsy-turvy. Okay, in the past position. Now, this has been a main theme coming up, and I think it's probably since August, where people have reached their threshold and external energies and trying to bring things together. You're sort of looking at it and you're like, 2's company, 3's a crowd, 3 of swords. So the 3 of swords for you, Gemini, you've been looking at it and you've been aware of what the situations are. This is merely coming up into your mind because it has been playing out for a while, and it has been under the understanding that these things were going to resolve. I'll try and do all of them today. I'm going to do my best. I've had half of my lunch, and I'll go back after have my other half of my lunch and just keep going. I'll do the best I can. So I do the air signs first, then the water signs, and I'll continue down. At the moment, you're tapping into your psyche. So you're tapping into the downloads. You're tuning into what you feel you need to do. This can also be really manifesting things, looking at things and having that hunch energy, getting some signs and synchronicity. So even this morning when I was coming home after dropping my daughter off at school, I saw crow energy, which is to do with the 8th house placement. Births, deaths, endings, letting things change and transform. Very Pluto energy. Okay, it's done, but being thrifty with what you have on your hand. The signs you've got to pay attention to. But I also saw the energy on a sign of Falcon. So it's rising above a situation and seeing it, very psychic energy, really tuning into it. Sometimes from an external perspective, so that you can actually have that detached position to assess what's going on in your life and say, okay, I need to look at this because, you're moving away from energies that don't resonate with you. So if you hate your job, you're deciding what you're going to do. You might do it for a while and start processing a new energy going on in your life. Others of you, it could merely be you're looking at, it could be a friendship group or thing, but the conflict is what you're moving away from. It's an ending of a karmic cycle with a contract. So with this, I feel you're either intuitively tuning into it or you physically and psychically are acknowledging that this is changing. Is there a practical good time in September to send my book for endorsements? I'll tune into that in the end, Dale. I'll have a look. I'll tune into it. Okay. Money. Okay. Mars can create hunger. Red can create hunger. So a lot of times bars and, restaurants, they will color their walls red because it, increases the appetite. It also makes you forget the time and space in which you've spent on something. And I'm seeing a thing coming up with your finances where, if there's been emotions, triggers, we need to be careful of our diet. Now, with the Virgo energy and Mercury in Virgo, mouth, throat chakra, being careful of diet. Money might have been, again, spent in that way, emotional spending, and now I feel it's fine-tuning, and I do feel some things are coming to an end, but be mindful of the energy of your health and your diet. Let's see where that falls. Where are you, Gemini? There. Yeah. Okay, between now, major things to do with your health can come up. If you need to deal with your health, and all good, Dale, sweet dreams. If you need to deal with anything towards your health, you're going to find between September, more towards the end of September, but really get things in check before October. The reason I say that is because with transits and the placement, it can become very energetic in nature that you have to look at it. So again, if you're very psychic in nature and you're getting your downloads and you're very empathic by nature, paying attention to that, because it can affect your vibration. Hi, Louise, where it is going to affect your vibration and your intestinal digestion related dynamics. So if you're getting heartburn and things to that degree, empaths can be more susceptible to that. Just being careful with the vibration of food. Now, splurges and things to that degree are going to come up. You do need to be looking at tempering your energy, tempering it with your finances and being careful. This can even be spending on things that are excessive. Okay, so we're talking alcohol, illicits, paraphernalia, you name it. It can be excessive food, chocolate, or just on things to fill the void. The temptation energy, though, can even be giving it to other people, but it's getting your books in order too. That's what I'm saying, especially with such heavy Mercury and Virgo energy, getting things in order, doing the OCD energy in a healthy format where you can get your thoughts, your process, your feelings, emotions, in check. Ultimately, with your career sector, whatever you're doing to change things now, be it you're working or you're not, whatever spiritual transformation you're going through, it is going to be for the better. Right now, you might not feel that it isn't. But what I'm saying, especially with the Gemini aspect with the nodes, it is going to benefit you, but so much of your life is changing. So keeping grounded, trying not to take things personal like universe is against you can be very heavy at the moment, but you will be a very different person at the end of that transit. So please try and trust the process. I'm also seeing overload of information and having to keep very balanced. It's more heavy than it usually is. So both from the third eye, the crown chakra, and our vibration in our body, it is very distorting. It's very exhausting. So taking time out, getting into nature, and creating that balance. Like there does seem to be a lot of dark energy around work, but it doesn't mean to say the energy from work has that dark energy. It might be that you're going there and then you're tuning into all the stuff that's going on. So it could go either way, but it is very dark in nature, and it might even be your demeanor towards moving forward of, are we going to be okay? What is life going to look like moving forward? It is something that's changing though. So whatever this is, be it it's directly linking to employment or it's linking to a situation that you're going through, it is going to pass, but you're just deeply in your intuition about it and your psyche. Now, the people in which you're mixing with, which is funny because the Aries placement is there. It is your 11th house placement. There could be a little bit of ego there, push, pull, and again, when I say ego can also be intuition and thoughts about, okay, how do I see this? Where do I want to be? I want to be more social, or you want to be less social. However it directly resonates, there's something at the moment that you're tuning into. I'll pull a clarifier on that. I do feel you're quite perplexed, and it's like looking at a situation and thinking, why are they doing what they're doing? I'm seeing like a fly on the wall energy. And even that attitude's potentially towards love and romance, maybe a projection, or might have been that they've said something that triggers you, and maybe you're feeling you can't be yourself around these individuals because they don't understand an aspect of what you're physically going through. Also, some of you at a very positive level might be dealing with a contract. And again, you're tapping into, okay, where's this contract going to be? Check why you're looking at it that way. That may be a private reading, but it seems complicated. Complicated from a perspective of, be it it's your social endeavors or somebody else's perspective. And I keep hearing somebody else's perspective is shaping yours. Be careful about owning that. You're really needing to sit with it and see how you feel about it, not how everyone else feels. Yeah, because this is the mind. This is their energy of their perspective. It doesn't mean you're set on having to do something X, Y, and Z. Just be careful the advice you take from individuals. It's not that you can't. It's that when you're making that decision, you always need to be coming from the space of, yes, I'm in total agreement with you. This is what I should do. I totally agree. And feel comfortable with you taking accountability, directly linking to owning that. If you can't and you're doing it to appease, or you feel maybe you haven't seen something correctly, it won't last forever. So it's really the need to be very firm on your belief system. Now, there can be some legalities coming up surrounding family. This doesn't have to be it's your family, but there is going to be a judgment and a situation going on. I'm also feeling that some of you are frustrated. Something's going to change to the point that it is going to be a massive wake-up call. This can be you suddenly becoming more firm and very focused in a different area. And I do feel, again, with communication, you might be a bit blunt with a particular individual. In a statement in layman's terms of, this is my truth and this is what I want, so please don't cast your judgment connected to it. It's just a healthy boundary I'm feeling. And it is due to their perspective. You're tired of dealing with a particular scenario. Some of you, this could be a karmic energy tying up in a sense of a loose end, and you're looking at it, and it could be that the person that you're interested in is married or in a contract and it's tying up. But it does seem to feel you're getting really tired. So universe is setting that out and they're trying to tie that up for you. I do feel it's sort of going to come as a surprise though. Due to the fact it's almost like with this energy, you're sort of giving up. It's like you're going, God, is this ever going to change? I had hair on my nose. I feel some old energies coming up to rear their ugly head. Yeah, showing their true colors. This could be a separation. There could be somebody in your surroundings separating. It could be you, but I feel it's more external. Yeah. Really showing their false base. Please, guys, use Twin Line this month. Psychically protect yourself, especially since where you're standing is deeply intuitive. Now, in your romance, I'm telling you, dream state 7, really tuning into things, a love proposal, potentially sensing it, getting the psychic download. If you're in this connection, I feel emotionally, the winds of change. It's like you're gaining these downloads and they're really clear, but you're also sensing which individual is shady. And I don't know why I'm hearing the song Shady. It's like this person, you're getting a vibe. You need to trust it. It does feel like a split in their character. And this can be a third person. It's weird because we've got, 3 energies. You could be, stuck in between a rock and a hard place. And I'm seeing you sort of walking on a tightrope and choosing, again, why is left and right coming up? Maybe judgment energy. Some of you, this could link to an Aquarius. I've just seen a symbol on a dream catcher and it looks like Aquarius. The person who you're romantically in love with, they appear to have a lot of swords in their back. They appear to have a lot of, you have minimal, they may have a lot. But joined, you guys are a force to be reckoned with. So, the swords actually are the wounds and they're also the alchemization of lessons. So whatever this person's bringing with them is also solutions. The solutions can be, the spirituality, but this is love. This is a person that doesn't know where they want to be. You do make them feel very young, but there are some scenarios playing out where you guys are going to get to a point where it's either you feel it vibrationally or it's directly communicated, but I do feel it's quite a surprise. So for some of you, this is merely a surprise and a transformation overnight. I do feel this is, for those of you single, this is someone from the past. This is someone that you have never let go of. You really deeply love them. You have this perspective and perception of what it is. And you innately know inside your heart. Some of you might have become very disillusioned by it and you want that new start. But it has been, such a long time of, it moving. Now, with harvest, which the ruin directly links to harvest time, which September being a 9, Again, it is to do with harvest, but it's also very karmic in nature. It's closing those cycles out with the Virgo energy. So this, with your hopes and dreams, it's taking the bull by the horn. It's moving away from things, and it's occurring more, you know, in the next 4 weeks. I'm feeling it's now. This is a 4 vibration, yeah, but it's both of you being in yin and yang. In order to move things forward, but it does take two to tango, I'm hearing. So take the pressure off yourself. Don't feel it's all one-sided, because what I'm being shown is no, neither of you were prepared for any of this and for what's to come, but there does appear to be some sense of communication coming in. And I do feel the communication might be quite triggering, but at the same time, you're going to be able to deal with it. I'm also seeing a love interest maybe getting very run down, especially if you're a feminine and a masculine. The masculines can become very unwell at this point, especially if they're not choosing their truth. You know, and even feminines can embody masculine energy. So it depends on how it relates. But regardless, I do feel a lot of them are getting quite fatigued, but having the strength when it really comes down to it, but definitely not wanting to base anything on a falsity. So I feel, if anything, you know, on your side, Gemini, I feel you guys are sort of, the funny thing is it feels like an offer is coming in or something is changing that's taking you by surprise, but you're sensing something psychically. And just sort of going, I don't know, man, I need you to be 100% on board. And it's not that they're not on board, but there might be a little bit of mess that's coming with them. And it looks like, I'm seeing a skunk. I don't know why. You know, the smell and the residue and the crap coming with it. Whatever that is, you're like, Barley's, like, I'm cool, but are you sure? That over there, is it tied up? It feels like that over there, is it tied up? Yeah, because you know, you've done a lot of work and you're really tired. You're wanting that to be tied up in a sense. So it's balanced. So if they're dealing with something, you're still aware that it is happening. It's just that there's a tying up of situation. So it's not going to make you unhappy however it goes. It just appears to be that they're tying up a loose end, but they are wanting more than friendship. They're definitely, if you're in this connection, it's the external influence are a bit petty and arduous, but overall I do feel things are going to balance out this month. But it's sort of like you're on the throne waiting. That's what it sounds like. Throne waiting. Hey, giggle. Okay. Huh. Now, if they were in a third-party energy, which in the past position there is the third-party energy, this person's relentless. This person has no interest, but it is mind games. It does feel mind games. This also can be someone who's just messing with the connection. And I do feel it's a feminine energy for some of you. Some of you it's masculine, but overall, however this is playing out, it feels an external energy in a situation that they're leaving behind is causing conflict. They are working on it to tie it up, and they're also protecting you. But I do feel they're going to get very cross because their face is really directly moving towards you, but this other person is trying to get their attention, and they're really not interested. But this person isn't interested either, so it's a little bit sadistic in nature. Quite strange. Yeah, it's like by the end of the month, I do feel this is really tying up. Now, whether that other energy is coming to terms with this, could be a workplace, could be a family dynamic, could be an ex. They're not interested. That's like they're tying up the loose ends. They're and all month in August, moving into September, I kept hearing taking the trash out. And it may be due to the fact that we had Mercury or Venus in Cancer. It was like at home to do with all areas, marriages, contracts, partnerships. What do we need? What don't we? Simplifying things and fine-tuning them to a point that you can actually have a path moving forward nice and clear. I mean, many of you may have already done that, but some of us it's coming through at the last hour, and that kept coming up too, and magically weaving our web into the future. How are we all? Let's see how they feel about you. Gemini, how are they feeling about you? I heard the song. What's her name? I got you on my mind. I love her. You're in their mind. You're up in their energy. Big time. It's very they're goo goo gaga. It's just it's a funny way of articulating it, but they've got candy eyes for you. They're putting their money where their mouth is. Now, this is faith in the process. They're not waiting anymore. They're coming in like a bat out of hell. And it's like, this is big. This is big. And I feel it's by the 6th. I keep hearing the date the 6th. They're like, look, it might be ego. It might just be desire, but it's like very focused. It's funny because she's very Egyptian in nature. There is jealousy linked to this. This person may be all of a sudden becoming very jealous as well. It's like, no, this is mine. This is my, domain. This is my territory. Very jealous in nature. But there is healing, the high heart chakra and the throat chakra is healing. That's very spiritual in nature. That's a strange one. Okay. I don't know. This person's having all sorts of naughty thoughts about you. I can tell you. This is weird. I did not pick this in a M18 or R-rated, but this is coming through R-rated. I don't know why. They can't concentrate. They want you for dinner. They pretty much want you for dinner. Why? They don't trust themselves because they know what they're going to do. But it's not just that. Like, if this connection had always been intimate and you felt that's all it was, that's not what this is about. That they've heard the truth. They want you to hear their side. You're music to their ears. This goes beyond the normal type of connection. It's almost like they have gone through a dark night of the soul energy, and now where they're at, they're sort of like, I'm not waiting any longer. You would be like, is that on that shelf? Is that, I don't know why I'm picking friends, how she's quite concise, that Virgo energy coming through. This is where it's got to go. And this person's like, shh, we're going now. It's funny because I just looked at the lips and I put my hand on the lips. It's shh. Enough. This is what's happening. Listen, Linda. We have a beautiful beginning to, well, now I don't think this person's going to speak. Now this person's done a 360 and they're coming back. Whatever it was, whatever was freaking them out, your demeanor in the way you guys have come across connected to a scenario, that freaked them out more than abandonment. Cool. Time to harvest. That's where we're at. Outcome, please. There. Yeah, you gave them a bit to think about. Whatever this was that you said to them, it's like, wow. They know that this is a golden opportunity. They know, but they're like, well, okay, whatever. If there was conflict or a conversation, it has made them go, I've got to think about this. Well, why is that coming up for me? But to them, they don't feel like the world is the world without you. Like that's the clarity they've had. You have been their wake up. You have been their guiding light. They don't want to be single. They've gone through this change and they've realized that they don't want to be without you. They don't want to. 5s are about change. So whatever this change was that was required, it feels as though they're making it happen. It's like, and 9s is a sense of a completion. Moving into October, it's a 10. It's okay, endings, new beginnings. But some of these things have been ended in a karmic sense. But again, the harvest is reaping what we sow. If you've kept yourself balanced, the ferryman, they're coming to pay it forward. And it's funny because even in this book, I can see a man in the bush, or is it a goat? Take a look at this. I just looked at that. It looks like something's in the bush. Spooky. Yeah, they're like, I'm here. A bit creepy. Somebody's watching the... Please, please, please cleanse your house and use Tumblr. Do a gin removal or something to that degree and wear a protective crystal because there's a bit of jealousy there. Your good karma's coming, but there's greed and jealousy connected to it. The Mars energy, we do need to be careful. What can I say about Cancer signs? I'll be doing Cancer today, Dale. Cancerians, yeah, they've got an interesting energy coming up. A lot of the things to do with Cancer at the moment, we had the nodes in Cancer and Capricorn. There are a lot of old karmic themes coming up at the moment. The next zodiac sign I'm doing is Libra. Yeah, is Libra. What else do I need to tell Gemini before I go? And there was a question. Somebody had a question in relation to book. What zodiac sign? If you're still in the house. Publishing and putting things direct. Launching, honestly, I mean, Jupiter goes direct. It's in Capricorn. That's on the 13th. Getting things off the ground like this, launching anything brand new right now, I mean, it depends on how long you want to wait. No, Libra's next. I'll be doing that next. I'll have a little break and I'll come back. As to launching, look, we're going to have Pluto go direct. It's still in Capricorn January 1st. Jupiter will be going direct, which, yeah, it could be a time. But again, launching of anything brand new, never good on a full moon. New moon particularly, yes. Because we have the Virgo energy there, you could trial it during the new moon in Virgo because, again, it's to do with, you know, it being perfect. But as for launching anything brand new, I'd say 2021. If you're doing things that can take some time to generate and get out there, and I mean, if it's audio, then, you know, it's purchasable. You can get the download. But if it needs to be posted due to the collective of what's going on, the 11th house placement is still very restricted at the moment, which is for it to spread. But with the Aquarius energy coming through, 2021 is good. Lucky you don't sleep and you can watch. Well, I've got another half piece of toast there. I'll eat that. I'll get the cards cleansed and I will get them ready and I'll go on to Libra. I'm trying to get as many done as I can. I'm so behind. I did want to do mid-months. It just didn't happen. There was too many things coming. Yeah. Turkish toast. I wanted tomato on it, but I didn't have any. I like the saltiness of it. And I'm eating because I need to, not because I'm interested. I really could not be bothered with food right now, but I need fuel. So, can't even be bothered with coffee right now. Anywho, give me 5 and I'll be back. We're getting there. Love and light. If you're needing a booking, the link is below and I will be back during the months.